Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Premium Motorhomes in South Yorkshire and I'm here to take a closer look at this. This is the Weinsberg CaraCore 650 MEG. It's an A-class or integrated motorhome, and Weinsberg is a German manufacturer, part of the Knaus group. Those of you that are familiar with them will know what a good build quality you do get. I am really quite excited about this because this motorhome is really well priced. Prices start at £80,000, which is still a lot, I know, but for this sort of motorhome is good value. This one here at Premium Motorhomes that we're going to look at is actually £93,000 because it's got quite a few extras on it, but I'll explain all those as I go. But basically, starting price £80,000. So what do we need to know about the Weinsberg CaraCore 650 MEG? Well, obviously say it is an integrated or A-class motorhome. It is based on the Fiat Ducato. It has a 2.2 litre diesel engine and comes standard with 140 horsepower and manual transmission. Now, as we see it here today, this is the 3.5 tonne version. There's two chassis, the 3.5 tonne version, which comes standard with 140 horsepower, or you can have the heavy chassis, which is a 4 tonne chassis, still on the Fiat, but that comes with 180 horsepower. So you have the choice. If you've got a Category B licence, you can drive this motorhome. This one here at Premium, it is the 3.5 tonne, but it has the 180 horsepower and it also has the automatic gearbox. Let's talk about some sizes. So size-wise, 2.3 metres wide, 2.8 metres in height, and it's 6.99 metres in length, so it's just under 7 metres long. There are other models available in different lengths as well, so have a look in the description below to the website. So the exterior, we start at the front. Now, because it's integrated, we've got this huge front windscreen, as we can see, the CaraCore name up there just above the windscreen, Weinsberg in the grille in chrome. We've got the black gloss, and then we've got this nice mesh finish here. The body, it's entirely white, as we can see. There's no other options apart from the white, and these are the graphics on the Weinsberg. Coming down, so we have the wing mirrors. These are electrically operated and heated. We can see those there. They're more of the coach style, which is pretty standard on these integrated motorhomes. So, 7 metre motorhome, just short of. We can see the layout, the size of it here. Let's make our way down the offside first of all. Now, this is a 4-berth motorhome. It has 4 travel seats. Others in the range have different berths and different seats as well as options. So on this side, now this is your driver's side. You'll see there is no door here, obviously. This window does open. You do get a standard, the alloy wheels here, the Fiat alloy wheels. It has got the Weinsberg badge as well, just to badge that up nicely so it isn't just the Fiat. So these are the alloy wheels. And then we continue down. Now, this one has got, at £93,000, has got a few optional extras added to it, and I'll go through those as we go. First of all, this is actually an option here. This is the exclusive door, and what that means is basically this door is 70 centimetres wide, so it's a wider door. It does have, if I just open it and close it, you might be able to see it. It has this additional light here that you may well be able to see in the window. That's part of the extra pack on this door, and the window is part of the extra pack. The standard model doesn't have that as standard. The awning light up there, that is standard. And this electric step by Thule is also standard. If you want an awning, you can add an awning. That's going to cost you about £1,200. Then we see we've got a window in the habitation area, the vents for the tower fridge and freezer. Coming down, we have a further window that's going to go into the bedroom space. We'll see that soon. And then we have here a gas locker. Now, this motorhome will take 2 11-kilo gas bottles, and they're going to go in this compartment. And then we come back to our garage space. So we have a good sized garage on the Weinsberg CaraCore. You can see in there, it is illuminated. We have the floor, the solid floor space, the wood trim here that we're going to see inside. And it does have some shelving units as well for storage. This motorhome does have air-blown heating. I'll come to that shortly, and you can see a vent in there heating the garage space. So a really good sized garage. Now, if you've got it on the 3.5 tonne version, obviously you can get plenty in there. If you go for the 4 tonne, then you'll be able to take a lot more as well. Obviously, you've always got to consider your axle weights. So that is the offside of the Weinsberg 650. Let's move round to the back. Now on the back, this one has, at Premium Motorhomes, the media pack. And what we're going to get on there, we're going to get satellite navigation. We're also going to get the rear view camera as well. So that's part of that pack. We can see it up there with that high level brake light, and we can see the decals on the rear for this model. And then we've got the LED lights, the retro style. This motorhome has LED lights at the front and at the rear. We've also got the Weinsberg badge here as well, which is quite nice. And then these little black sections here as well. So it's not just one great big white back end. So even at this price point, they have added other features just to break it up a little bit. Let's head off down the near side. So we have a second garage door, so we can access that from the near side. Further windows. Coming down, we've got our toilet cassette point here. And then we've got the vent for the Truma air-blown heating. Now the air-blown heating on this, it works on electric when you're on hookup, or gas if you're off-grid. There is an option. You can have the Alder wet central heating if you want. Obviously you've got to pay for that, but there is an option to have the Alder. You can also add an electrically heated floor as well internally. So if you want underfloor heating, you can also add that as well. I'd be pretty tempted. Now this locker box on the near side, I'll just open this up. This is where we're going to find our services. So we've got our electric hookup point here. We've got our dump valves for our fresh and grey waste. And this is where you're going to fill the fresh water. In terms of the water on board the Weinsberg CaraCore, it has a 100 litre freshwater tank and a 95 litre grey waste tank. So that's our facts and figures on that. Here we have our diesel and AdBlue filler. Now standard, you're going to have a 60 litre diesel tank. You can have the optional 90 litre if you want. Personally, I would go for the 90 litre because once you hit the road, you don't have to stop as often to fill up, but totally up to you. Now, on the near side, we find the door. Because these are manufactured for the European market, this would normally be the driver's side, so they don't reverse everything around. The door remains on the near side, so this is where you're going to get into the passenger side, and if you want to climb through to the driver's. If not, you'd have to use the habitation. Now, if you watch this, as I open this, we do have, as an option on this motorhome, an electric step. As I open that, out comes the step, so that's going to help you clamber inside. We've got the electric windows, and if you want to have a look in there, I have already turned the seats ready to have a look, but you can see the passenger side of the cab there. It just gives you an idea of how it's going to look from this side. I'll close that up, and as I close that properly, the step will retract. So there we go. So that is an optional extra. Let's make our way back around and we can just see the front again of the Weinsberg before we go in. These are the LED lights that I mentioned as well. They come as part of it. Okay, so let's go in. So we're going to enter through this extra large habitation door, one of the options. I like that you get this nice solid bar here. We've got that window, it does have a blind, and then we've got this little carry bag here as well with the Weinsberg embossed on it. I'm going to climb in, so using the electric step, in we go. Right, I'll start in the cab and I'll head over here. Okay, so we've got our captain's chairs. These are the fabrics that you're going to get on this model. Let's start in the cab. So what we do have is a leather steering wheel, a digital display. This one's had the optional electric parking brake fitted. And you also, as part of the media pack, get the heads-up display. That's just up there in the front of the cab. We've got our Pioneer infotainment system. That's where our sat-nav and rear-view camera are going to come through. And then we've got other bits and pieces that are standard in the Fiat cab, and that automatic transmission. So the benefit of the integrated or A-Class is this huge panoramic view that you do get. So you can see the massive front windscreen, that beautiful view out there. You do get blinds on the front windscreen. It's a manual blind, but there is an option to add an automatic blind if you want. So that's another thing. If you're wanting to order one of these, you can have that as an automatic. These side windows, you'll see here we've got these little curtains as well for privacy. And then moving into the lounge. So what we get here is this really nice wraparound L-shape lounge area for sitting, obviously your seating area. This has got the 4 travel seats, this model, and the 4 berths. So you'll have 2 travel seats on this side of the sofa and the 2 here. Then we have our table, so everyone can sit round this and eat comfortably. I'm just going to stand up now. Now, the floor, just do the floor and then we'll have a look upwards, but let's start down below. I like this wood finish. You can see this here, this dark wood finish, really nice finish. Got a little LED light there, and you can see some of the blowers here and here from that Truma air-blown heating. As I said, you can have the Alder wet central heating as an option. Now, 2 of our berths are going to be up here in this motorhome. So if we look up, we can see the drop-down bed. To operate that, we're going to unhook these parts and pull this bed down. Now, I'm not going to do that right now. I know some of you like to do that, have a look at that, but we can do that shortly. So that is our drop-down bed. That's 193 centimetres long and 150 centimetres wide. So a really good size drop-down bed. Now, on the near side, we do have some storage lockers. I'll just see if I can open this one up here. So you can see in there a little storage locker. There's a plug socket in that cupboard up there, and that's where you're going to get your feed, your aerial for your television. There's a bracket here on this wall. I'll just close this up. Now, in the roof above us, there is a sunroof here to let light in. That has a blind and a fly screen. And then we make our way to the kitchen area. So the kitchen is on the off side of the motorhome. Again, we've got a window with a blind and fly screen. Worktop space, we've got the Dometic gas burner. I'll just lift this up for us. So in this one, we've got 3 gas burners there, so we can cook on that, cooking on gas. And we are getting an additional worktop flap here. So just here you can see this. This is quite a good size flap. This is going to pull up and give you additional worktop space within the motorhome. Coming back, there is the sink here with the tap, obviously hot and cold water from the Truma boiler. And we've got a little additional soap dispenser fitted as well. That's quite a nice touch. Coming up here, we have got plug socket, so you can plug in your electrical items in the kitchen area. And there's also 2 lights under here. Not sure if this switch will operate that. So there we go, 2 little lights there with that switch. Then there is a further cabinet here. So this cupboard above the sink, it is quite high. You'll see there, it'd be a tiptoe job for me. It gives you an idea, but a good amount of space within that. And then coming down, what we have is a pull-out drawer. These are soft close as well. We've got a cutlery tray. Just give that a push. That's nice. We've got this nice illumination here. And then there is a Thetford duplex appliance. This is a duplex gas oven and grill. So it is fairly low down, but at least we're getting it. So you just have to bob down to use it. But it's nice to see, because in European motorhomes, you don't always get that. So you often do have to have that fitted. Although some of them for the UK market do introduce them because they know we like it. So there it is. Coming across, we then have this cabinet space. So we've got shelving in here. So plenty of room to put our bits and pieces in there. And then carrying on, we have got the Thetford Tower fridge and freezer, 142 litres, works on gas and electric. Say Thetford, I'll just open this up to show us inside. This is one of my favourites. This is a fridge freezer I've had a lot of experience with in my own caravan and motorhomes. So there we go. This is our freezer up here, as we can see in there. There we go. And what I do like as well is how they finished it in the wood. It's not just black, it's been finished in wood to match the interior. This is a really nice interior at this price point. And then under there, there's a little bit of storage just under there, as you can see. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on and do the bedroom, and then we'll do the washroom on the near side on the way back. So bearing in mind, this is a 7-metre motorhome. There feels like there's a lot of space in here, and that's certainly the case with these beds. Now, what I'll do, if I just show you this, so let me step back. This has been set up as a double. This cushion here comes out. I'm going to show you that all in a second. If you were just using these as longitudinal beds, this one and this one, these are 201 centimetres long each. That is incredibly long. So these are 2-metre long beds, and they're 87 centimetres wide, so these are really good. It's now currently made up as the double, as you can see, so you can have it like this if you want. And if you're doing that, you're going to use this ladder here. So I'll just climb up and probably injure myself, but let me just climb up. So if you're using it as a double, ta-da, I didn't injure myself or anything. You can climb up like that. Now let's start on the offside. So looking round, there's these little sort of cupboardy holes is the best way I'd describe them. In that corner there, you can maybe just see a plug socket. And then back here, we've got these lockers for storage. I'll just open a couple of these so we can have a look inside. So there's 3 storage lockers. Underneath, we've got the light there to turn off your lighting, and these little LED ones just operate with a button on them there and there. I'll just turn that back on, close these up. You do get this headboard as well, so it just breaks it up a little bit as well. And then up here there is a sunroof. You can have air conditioning fitted. I think that's around £2,400, and they use Dometic, so you can have aircon fitted. Whether it would go here or whether they make a separate space in the roof, I don't know. Your dealer would be able to answer that question, but you can have it fitted. And then on the near side, we have a couple more of these storage bits, and they do at least have this netting so things aren't going to fly out from there. The windows, you can see we've got a fly screen, they have got blinds, and these are just little voiles just for decoration more than anything. There is a privacy curtain. The privacy curtain is just here, so on a night time you can pull that across and have some privacy. Right, let me show you how we're going to disassemble this. I'll just climb down. I don't even need the ladder. Look at that, jumped off. Right, so what do we do? If you don't want to use it as a double, you can remove the ladder, which is... So you can remove the ladder like so. You could put that in your garage, to be fair, if you weren't using it. This is the additional centre cushion, so I'll just remove that. And this does actually lock in place, so it's not going to slide around when you're in bed and cause injury to you. So I'll just unlock that and then slide it back. There we go. Right, now, if you were using it as single beds, you just come up the steps like I have done there. I think most people would probably just use it in the single bed mode with the longitudinal beds like that. That is how you're going to get in. Let's have a look at the storage down here next, because that's quite important. So what do we get? We've got, I'll just open this. I think that's quite important for you to have a look at. We've got a massive, massive storage compartment under that step, and you can actually access the garage there, if you can see that as well. Now under here, we have got, let's see which way these slide, wardrobe space. So that is under your offside bed, and it looks like this lifts up as well. Let's just look under there. Oh, so it has access. That's got your air-blown heating there, one of the pipes, so it'll keep your clothes nice and warm. And then let's pull this one back. So there we go. That one's huge. So on the near side, absolutely huge. And there is a rail here, just up there, if you can see that, so you can hang your clothes off there if you want to. Right, I'll put these back, and these slide really nicely actually. They've got a nice sliding mechanism to them. Nice. Right, the washroom. So that's a bedroom, 2 metre long beds, really good. Let's have a look in here. So I'll just open this up. Now, this is quite a nice washroom. You've got to remember, this motorhome is basically £80,000. Yes, it's 93 at premium because we've added a few bits and pieces, but for 80,000, look at this. This is brilliant. I'll dive in and you follow me in. So I'm going to go in first of all to the shower. So the shower, we have got screens here. Now what this does, if I can just operate this, we pull that up, there we go. Let's start with the shower and then we can come back to that. So the sink is slid back. So when you want a proper shower, which some people shower on board, some don't, there are shower screens. If I just unhook that, I'll show you it just sort of basically folding out. It does fold on both sides there and also here. So that's going to join, and it's going to give you this shower cubicle. We've got the shower head there, somewhere to hang towels. This is a good space shower for a 7 metre motorhome. Now, when you want to use the sink just as a normal sink and not using the toilet, you can use it here as it is. As you can see, we've got another soap dispenser as well. Couple of little shelves there. These have got a good depth and they've got the bars to stop things falling off them when you're in transit, driving along. Mirrored cabinet. Good depth there, and again something to stop them falling forward. Just be careful when you have been driving, always open your cupboards carefully. I've learnt from my own mistakes, that I'm just sharing this information with you. There we go. I'll close that up. I like that. There's some hooks here as well for towels or wet coats, anything like that. Lighting, and then there's a little mini hecky here as well for ventilation. Now coming down, there is a toilet roll holder and then the toilet. So to get to the toilet, we pull this up again and we slide the sink across back into the shower cubicle. Now if you wanted, if you weren't particularly using the shower much, you could always just leave this in situ here just to make things a bit easier for yourself. And there we've got a Dometic toilet. So the Dometic toilet, you can see the flush on the system there. So yeah, let me just, I'll slide that back across. There we go, leave it nice and tidy. So that's the sink, the toilet, the shower space. There is an air-blown vent in here as well, so it will warm this space. Right, I'll clamber out. So there we go. Right, so that's the washroom. This is our kitchen, as I've already gone through, but just have a last look at it. And then swinging round, we can see that lounge area. Good amount of lounge space. And this table, it has got the, you can move it up and down on the leg, and also it will move backwards and forwards itself, whether that's just under there. Yeah, there we go. So you can slide that backwards and forwards, and I imagine it'll come forwards towards you and backwards towards there. And I'll just lock that down again just so it doesn't move. Right, let me dive out. Thankfully, nothing went wrong then. I think I operated everything fairly successfully, which makes a change. So there we go. That is the Weinsberg CaraCore 650 MEG. There are 3 layouts in the CaraCore range on the integrated. I'll put a link in the description below to the Weinsberg website so you can have a look at the full range, because as well as integrated motorhomes, they also do low profile or semi-integrated motorhomes as well. So it might be something of interest to you. I have really enjoyed having a look at that. I really like that motorhome. For £80,000, that offers you a lot of motorhome for your money. The build quality is very good. It is noticeably good for the money as well, and I like the finish and the colour scheme and the big garage as well. Yes, once you've added a few extras, you are probably going to be going a little bit higher on the price point. Realistically, I would budget probably 90,000 if you want the automatic, certainly, and maybe an awning and an air conditioning unit. Completely up to you what you want. So there we go, really nice. Thank you to Premium Motorhomes in South Yorkshire who've let us come and do a review of this today. It is appreciated. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.